Alright guys, today we're going to go over some scientific notation stuff, so let's just jump in. A data company determines that it processes 5 times 5 to the 5th gigabytes of data each day. At the same rate, how many gigabytes does the company process in 365 days? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and write out 5 times 10 to the 5th. And if this is 1 day's worth of mail, I could either add that 365 times, or I could just multiply. And for the moment, we're going to keep 365 as our coefficient and then change it later. Now, 365 is a naked number, which means it's 10 to the 0. So now I can just multiply this out normally. Go ahead and multiply your coefficients, since I don't care about my coefficients in scientific notation. That comes out to 1,825 times 10 to the 5th. Now, my last step is that I need to put this in proper scientific notation. So I need to remember my good friend Lars. My coefficient has to be between 1 and 10. So I know I have an invisible decimal here at the back. I'm going to move it till I get a number between 1 and 10. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Drop it off. I moved it 3 times to the left, which means I'm going to add 3. My final answer here is 1.825 times 10 to the 8th, which is answer choice C. Let's do another one. The body of a 154-pound person contains approximately 2 times 10 to the negative 1 milligrams of gold and 6 times 10 to the first milligrams of aluminum. Based on this information, the number of milligrams of aluminum in the body is how many times the number of milligrams of gold in the body? Well, it's saying how many times, which means how many times greater is the number of milligrams of aluminum than gold, which means I'm going to divide. So I'm going to take the larger number, which is the one with the larger exponent, and put it on top. I'm going to do the smaller one on the bottom. Now, it's division. I don't care about my exponents. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then I add, or I subtract my coefficients. So 1 minus negative 1 leaves me with 1 plus 1. So this becomes 3 times 10 to the 2nd power. Let's do one more. There were approximately 1.6 times 10 to the 11th pieces of mail processed by the United States Postal Service in 2012. This is about 75% of the number of pieces of mail processed in 2006. Approximately how many pieces of mail were processed by the United States Postal Service in 2006? All right, a lot of you guys are probably sitting here like, what do I do? However, what if I had asked you what 75% of 100 was? That means you would just multiply 100 times 0.75. And you would come out with 75. We're going to do the same thing here, just using scientific notation. Let me erase this so we have some extra room. All right, so I have the number 1.6 times 10 to the 11th. And now I'm just going to multiply that by 0.75 times 10 to the 0. Now, if I multiply my coefficients, 1.6 times 0.75 is going to leave me with 1.2. And then if I add my coefficients, 11 plus 0 is 11, so I'm left with times 10 to the 11th power, which is the same as answer choice B. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Let's practice.